everybody. So I'm starting my intro here because my camera was dead before I left, but I'm trying some horses. Anyway, let's go. The first horse I tried out was Bear, and he's a complete angel. He's so pretty, and he knows how to lay down. He's a gorgeous horse. He is 15.3 hands. He is I can't remember what breed he is. I'll look it up real quickly. But anyway, we walked out of his paddock, and he was an angel. I didn't tack him up on camera because he didn't really seem to like the camera, and when I set it up, he kept knocking it over. So I didn't want it to break, so I put it away until I was done tacking up. So he wouldn't distract me. Anyway, we went into the round pen, and he was a complete angel. And he kept running into the fence for some reason. You'll see it in a second. It was so funny and cute. This horse is awesome. He is beautiful. He was bred by a few champion horses, but I have no idea exactly. And see, he's like headbutting the fence. But I tried pulling him back and he reared, which is his only downside. And we took a ride to the jumping arena, but for some reason, he wanted to rush these jumps because they were right before the arena. But you can see how powerful his jump is. It's like almost too powerful. I could barely hold on. I almost didn't really hold on. I almost fell off, but that's fine. We trotted into the arena, and I got off, tied him up so he could eat, and I was going to show you how the course went. I just walked around. I sped it up because it took forever. And there's even little sheep because they escaped. Anyway, we ended up chipping this first jump, so I came around again and did it again, so it was all good. He did it perfectly the second time. That's fine. He's still a really cute horse. I still really, really like him. He is cute and reliable. I'm looking for a personal horse, a project horse, and a rescue/lesson horse. Anyway, he was good. We're going to try the next one out. The next horse is the one behind me. This is at Silverglade Equestrian Manor, and this is Coyote. He is a Clydesdale horse. He is 12 years old, and he's a rescue horse. He was so perfect when we came out to tack him up. He was an angel when I put on his saddle pad and his saddle. Checking the girth, he was kind of scared, but that's completely fine. He's a younger horse. And we walked to the arena, and I mounted on, and he was an angel when mounting. Okay, so when I got on, he's a strong horse, so he couldn't really tell when I was asking him to move, but he got the memo eventually, and he got moving. He has such a smooth trot, but it did kind of hurt my butt at the end because I don't have the strongest butt. I personally have a really weak butt, but he was a good horse. I really enjoyed him. He did rear when I pulled back sometimes, but that's fine. He's a rescue. I really understand. They said he was rescued when he was 10 and now he's 12, so, well, they're estimating all of that. But he's been rescued for 2 years. He's still learning the ropes of things, but overall, he's a great horse. I'm going to keep him on my radar because I don't know if I want him. He's a good boy, and he'd be perfect to fill in my rescue thing, but I have no idea yet. Now I'm at Jorvik Stables, and they have the best horses, so I know that there's no reason this horse won't be good. This is actually, if you consider him a champion pony. For me, I consider him a champion pony because he has a few firsts. He is adorable, and if you know a lot about horse shows, I've already done a video about him. This is Jade. I didn't really want to test him because I knew he'd already be great, but I still tested him out to see how he did with me, and he was an angel just like his ad said. He had a different bridle than most of my horses use, which I guess was fine. It was just a bit different because it only had one rein, so I had to use both hands sometimes because I was scared and I hadn't used that bridle before, but it was fine. We walked out to the arena and he was being a really good boy. Then I got on. My filmer wanted to be special, I guess, so they did some special filming. And then they just walked along me in case Jade did anything. They'd also be there. But he did nothing. He was perfect. He was either just in a good mood or he was always like this. And I think he's always like this because he's had, I'm pretty sure, 2 firsts, 3 seconds, and 4 thirds. I have no idea. I'm going to have to look that up. But we jumped him. I didn't do much filming on jumping him because he doesn't really... Well, they didn't have jumps set up that much. And then we walked back after jumping for the cool off. And yeah, he stopped a few times, but that was okay because he was tired. He was being a good boy. I didn't really care. After, I just stared at him. And then I walked off. He was a good boy. I also filmed him a bit on my phone. That's why it kind of looks like this. But he was so pretty. You can see the braid on his mane and tail. It is so cute. And it was like, look at his marking. I really hope I can show him. I want to show him next year if I get him in May. But yeah, actually I filmed this before May. Anyway, that's it. It was the next day and I was at my next place. I had stayed at Jarlaheim for the night and then I came here. It's honestly kind of run down and I heard they abuse their horses. I kept Gekko here, if you know who Gekko is, for a day and he was already so spooky once he came back. But the weird thing about this horse is he was in the pasture tacked up and I feel really bad, but also I'm mad that I couldn't tack him up, but I have 3 slots, so we'll see. I got on, and once he got on, he was an angel. He would toss his head every now and again, and he'd scratch, but that's a normal horse. For me, knowing that he doesn't know much about riding, he was a good horse. His canter was probably one of the smoothest I have ever been on. He just is so perfect. I was barely out of the saddle on his trot either. And he's not a jumping perspective, but he can do it. And then we walked back and he was perfect. Next was at Steve's farm and it was this little pony named Zippy. Zippy was adorable and I don't know what she would feel, but I really want to buy this little pony. And I had taken my helmet off because it was actually the next day and I wasn't traveling in that anyway. When I brought her in, I tacked her up, and the only problem she has was she would swat me with her tail a lot, and she really just wanted to push on me and didn't give me my personal space. But that's a habit I can break, I feel like. I feel like she's just a horse that wants to see everything and anything. Zippy is one of the cutest horses you'll ever meet, and she's probably the best one you'll ever meet. And putting the bridle on was weird. Then I snapped on my helmet. But then I talked to her owner to ask if it was okay to film, and he said he looked at the horse and said that I had to change the bridle, and he gave me the bridle. And I was like, okay, I'll change it. And I was a bit disappointed because I don't really know how to use this bridle, but she was okay with it. It honestly wasn't that big of a deal. I got on, and she was a girl that, you really enjoy riding. You know, that type of horse? She's like the best horse you'll meet. I'm gonna say it over and over again. Zippy is so energetic, and so energetic at one point, she would just, keep going. In the town, I didn't really want her to trot, I just wanted to walk, but I was fine with that. She doesn't have the smoothest trot ever, but that's not something I can really fix. But she is a cute pony. I love her. She's adorable. My mom got a photo of her jumping, and look at how powerful that jump is. And it was also pretty bright out, so you couldn't get the best pictures. And Zippy would fly over the jumps. And it was just spectacular. I love this horse. I really want to buy this horse for either a personal or project. And there's her bucking. Maybe a project horse. Anyway, let's go to the next horse. This is Tinsel. She is a 24-year-old mare, and she is pretty nice. I feel like she would be a good lesson horse, but she wouldn't be a rescue one. She's pretty nice and soft, and I could get her to jump, but it took a lot of encouragement because she's pretty old. She's a really nice horse overall, and she stood pretty nicely besides swatting her tail when tacking up. And I put away the camera while tacking up because she had some problems with the girth, and that took forever because then she'd be knocking down the camera and stuff. But yeah. Anyway, we walked over to the arena. Why am I always saying anyway? We walked and trotted across the bridge to the arena, and she was such a nice girl. She had a smoother trot, but my butt did hurt afterwards. As I said, I have a pretty weak butt, but not butt. Anyway, yeah. When we started cantering around, she had a really smooth canter, and her jump was even nicer. Didn't feel like you were flying, and she did refuse, but that wasn't that bad. And she had some nice angles, and she was pretty nice while slowing down. And overall, she was a great horse, and I would really suggest her if you're looking for a beginner horse, or just any type of horse, really. She can go up to level B, I bet. Hi guys, this is the last horse I'm checking out. This is Dale. Dale is a 15-year-old Clydesdale, and he's actually over there. We're at Fir Grove. We probably should have checked this out after Starshine, the first one there, but that's fine. Anyway, Dale was in his stall, and he was just kind of sitting there waiting to get tacked up. I was the first one to try him out, and I think only 3 other people were trying him out, because he's a bigger horse, and he's actually in a more quiet spot than you'd think it was. There were only a few people taking walks, and barely anyone with horses. But he was steady. He kept shaking and doing flies, because right now it's fly season. That's completely fine. And I put a little rose in his hair because I was shopping before this. And I got on, and it was really nice. He walked pretty steady, and he was a really good horse. I liked him as much as you'd think I did. His little dapples were pretty. I don't know what he would fill in, but I really want to buy this horse. Because guess how much he is? Guess how much? $3,000. And for how nice he is cheap. He's a really nice horse. If I don't snatch him up, you guys should, because he's really nice. I'd say he's more for an intermediate rider, though, because they can handle bigger horses than beginners can. And his gallop is super strong. I loved it, though, because I love strong gallops. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to look at what I have, and I'll buy the horses anyway. Bye!